Well, good morning. So good to be with everybody on another Tuesday morning. Matt, good to have you back.
Great to be here.
Yeah, and it's beautiful outside. We're enjoying some great weather, and in Pittsburgh, we're up to 7 sunny days this year. Can you believe that? We're at about 155 days in, and I saw in the news last night 7 of those have been sunny. So that's like summer.
7 great ones, though.
Yeah, that's right. So the temperature's rising, and we get to do activities, right? Many of us are out at the pool. Many of us are on the golf course. Many of us are coaching Little League and doing those outdoor things we love. Many of us are planning vacations. Many of us might have already experienced a vacation. And what does that lead to? That brings us all to distraction. Right? It's so easy to get distracted this time of year and get pulled into the summer, which is great. It's a great time for celebration. It's a great time for renewal of life, right? And action. But it also can become a distraction to our day jobs, which is selling, closing business, leading sales organizations, making sure we're doing the things we need to do for those that rely on us. And we want to talk a little bit today about how do we maintain some of that focus. I don't know, do you ever get distracted this time of year? And for you, that's probably growing because Lucy's now able to actually start doing some things and bring some confusion into your life.
Yeah, I get distracted because I'm going on vacation in a little over a week, and I spend most of my days with the door closed looking at the 14-day forecast of Stone Harbor, New Jersey. But I think it's a great topic because I think it's twofold. Number one, a distraction, but on the flip side of that, how important vacation, recharging, being where your feet are.
I've heard that before.
Yeah, that's a really big thing that we like to talk about. That's so important. So I think there's being distracted from work, but then while on vacation, don't be distracted from your family.
That's right.
That's how I think about it. And walking in here, knowing the topic a couple minutes beforehand, I was just working through my mind. And it's so funny that a lot of salespeople talk about, oh, summer, that's my downtime. Everyone's away. But guess what? Most people that talk that way aren't performing or aren't the high performers. Very rarely do I hear a high performer saying, I'm going to kind of hibernate now because we're going into the summer. Yeah. That's the downtime. Can't catch people.
Those people that talk about summer months being difficult because no one's around, everybody's on vacation. Guess when else they talk about no one being around? Thanksgiving to Christmas. Can't do anything in December, right? Can't do anything pre-November. Can't do anything. Oh, January. It's so easy to find excuses. People around, you could go hit your number. There's enough people for us to talk to. And by the way, if you know that nobody's around in the summer, it's happened every summer. So maybe we should plan for that, right? Maybe we should be not waiting and trying to catch people. What if we had some clear next steps established?
Bingo.
What if we had some things, because by the way, summer's going to come back again next year, just like it did last year. So why don't we get ready for it and be ahead of it? Don't be an excuse maker. Your point about being where your feet are, I love it. Because it's about attacking life. It's about it. Do we sit back and let life happen to us? Some might call that accidental living, right? Or do we attack life? Do we attack the summer? Do we attack not only our work, which is critically important in staying intentional, but are we attacking vacation? Are we attacking golf, if that's your hobby? Are we attacking t-ball? Right, to make sure that we're being present at it, or are we going through the motions? I would give anything to go back and be on a t-ball field with my son again. Anything. I mean, those are the glory days, and it's a snippet in time. A friend of mine, Joe Waderick, wrote a song about when he turned. I think when he turned 45, he wrote a song about the journey, and it's called "Enjoy the Ride." And the lyrics in there are just. They blow me away every time I listen to it. But he says, everything can change in a minute. And it's so true. How many of our lives have changed in a minute with health, with a client leaving, with a client getting sick that is big for us? Our lives can change in a minute. So why do we sit back and let life happen to us versus being intentional and attacking and enjoying every day? whether it is at the pool with your family, whether it is on vacation, whether it is in the office, be where your feet are. Be intentional.
Yeah, I too would love to go back to T-ball because I was a great shortstop there in Dormont, Daba baseball.
It's the last time Matt had a hit when the ball was sitting on a tee.
Yep, that's right. But I want to go back to the clear next steps. No doubt, there are distractions. People are going to be away. It might be a tad bit more difficult to get in touch with people. But we know summer's here and summer's coming. So when we're setting clear next steps, why not use that to our advantage? Might as well get something on the calendar, even though it's July. If you're anything like my office, some people are going to be in and out. Some people are going to be at the beach, heading to the West Coast, East Coast, wherever. So let's use that to our advantage and use the rationale of getting clear next steps and not being afraid to get a clear next step on the calendar for August.
Think about that. Think about the conversations we're having with somebody and they go, oh, summer's busy. I get it. Summer's hectic. I don't want to be a nuisance to you while you're on vacation, while you're planning vacation. I don't want to be a nuisance to you. What makes sense from here? We go, oh, reach out to me in, the end of July. Great. What do we do in those cases, Matt? I don't even have my
Neither do I.
phone on me because
Fake phone.
yeah, right. Because it's in the studio. It's like church. We shouldn't even bring the phone in here. So we're distracted. But you go to your phone. When somebody says, reach out to me at the end of July, go to your phone. End of July. Wow. Looks like that's the week of the 26th. Does that week make sense? Yeah, that's fine. What day of the week's typically good for you? And we schedule something right there. So we're not playing phone tag, right? Because some people, like me, I am incredibly guilty of this. I'm horrible at the game of phone tag. I'm horrible, right? Because I get tagged a lot, and I don't always tag back. So I'll get tagged. And by the way, it's not just because I'm slow and I can't run real fast, but I get tagged and life happens, right? So I don't always get back to somebody. And I can't tell you how many times I've talked to somebody, they catch me, whatever it might be, and 6 weeks has gone by since they reached out to me. They think I'm disinterested. They think I don't want to work with them. They think that I'm ignoring them, whatever it might be. No, I'm just distracted.
Let me ask you this, because I think that brings up a good point. Every once in a while, salespeople, especially when new to clear next steps, and we always say, just pull the phone out. Because what happens? People automatically pull theirs out, or they start looking at the calendar. And, we get, I don't know if it was the right time, or the meeting was wrapping up, or I caught someone, in the neighborhood, or maybe even at a game. Has anyone ever been offended by you pulling out the phone and setting something up?
No. And the worst thing that could happen is someone says, you know what, why don't you just give me a call? Okay. That's the worst thing that happens. But what's that tell us?
Probably more about the interest in, the sales cycle, perhaps. Or, there's a lot of people that say, hey, just give me a call because they're stiff arm.
Well, wasn't there a movie one time that was like, dude, he's just not that into you or something? I think, forget which way it went, but I think there was a movie that was like, he's just not that into you. Yeah, they just might not be that into you. And that's okay. But if you go to the phone and they're like, you know what, just give me a call next week. Anytime's good. They're probably telling you no time's good. Right. Or it's somebody that truly is busy. Because, a lot of times people will try. They can't read the room. Right. And my kids will probably laugh at this because they tell me all the time, Dad, read the room. Because it's amazing how I can take somebody from happy to incredibly angry at me in 0.23 seconds at my house by saying something.
I've experienced this many times.
Me?
Yeah, in many different scenarios. So in my head right now, I'm just thinking of what clip to play.
What can you say? Yeah. But sometimes people don't read the room and they push and push and push. And if somebody's saying, hey, thanks for being, it's been great being with you, but I really got to run, right? Got this thing. And you're like, yeah, when should we get together in August? Because I'm looking and please just call me. Just give me a call. Read the room. There are times, but what could have been different with that was better planning.
Yeah.
In the meeting, better time management in the meeting. So we know at the end of the meeting, my brain is wired. with about 10 minutes before, I start saying, okay, I'm sure you have a hard stop at 10. So let's think about what makes sense from here. Right. And we want to wrap it up in that way so we can learn a little more on the way out. We can get something on the calendar. And I have people that'll be like, no, I'm good, even if they're running late, because if we've demonstrated value, somebody wants more. If somebody pushes back on you, we either didn't read the room and give them enough time, or we didn't provide enough value for them to want more.
No doubt. So just to circle back, one thing we probably brushed over, although we never brush over it in our shows because we love it. There are going to be distractions in summer. That is reality. But the only way to plan ahead and to really know, are we hitting the metrics? Are we able to make up for our week or two away, or our prospects week or two away? Are keeping track and actually having the metrics and actually knowing what a good week looks like, and not saying, oh, that's vacation week, and just following 10, 20, 30 activities, whatever's relevant in your industry and sales cycle, of being bold enough to say, hey, I'm going to be missing 2 weeks. My 30 activities, I'm going to make 5 up right now. I have some time. I'm going to front load that because I know I'm going to be going away.
So the week on vacation, I know I'm not going to do 30 touches of
whatever
somebody.
it may be.
So I'm going to take 5 or 7 of those. I'm going to put them into this week. I'm going to work a little harder so that I know leading into that. Because what happens, right? We always say, and the reason we love tracking activities proactively through the windshield rather than the rearview mirror, is we know that if I had a good week activity-wise, what's going to follow? I'm going to have a good week production-wise somewhere down the road. If I have a six-week sales cycle and the first week of July is good for me, mid-August, I'm probably writing some business, right? If it's a 6-week sales cycle and the first week of July, I do nothing,
Cooked.
probably not going to have a good August, right? And oh, by the way, if I lead into that week by saying I'm going to take Friday off so I could pack the car, which I love doing, done forever as we go to Hilton Head.
Yeah, it's so funny. That's like a holiday for me.
I know. I love it.
I watched my dad doing it. And, now I'm starting to take that role. And Paige, my wife, is always like, "Are you sure you still need to be out there?" As I pack and repack and say, "Come on, throw some more at me." I got a lot of space.
This room I got. Yeah. So that is like a national holiday. That Friday before vacation. Great. So we take that day off, obviously. What's that mean for our week? Are we going to take the whole week off? Because I've fallen into that before where I'm not off, but my mind's off and I'm doing things that, I'm planning, I'm prepping, all that. Well, guess what's going to happen? 6 weeks from now, I'm going to have 2 weeks of zeros, right? Do you want that? Can you afford that? Probably not. Here's my hope for you. The other day I was at the pool on Memorial Day. So this is about 10 days ago. And it's, the kick off the summer, Memorial Day. And the pool was jammed. I mean, just like every chair's taken, the whole deal. And it's bustling and the tiki bar and everything. And you see all this activity. And everybody's just kind of like chill. And they're, going about their day relaxing. And they're in the pool and mellow on their like little floaties and things like that. And there were these 2 little girls that were probably about 6 years old. And they were dressed similarly. I don't know if they were sisters or just friends, but they had snorkels on. And these 2 little girls were running around the side of the pool looking for the perfect entry point, trying to find where there was maximum space for them. And you would have thought they were in the Caribbean, right? With the way they were going about their snorkeling. And when they found that spot, they dove in. They didn't care what anybody thought. They were laser focused on what was important. And they were laser focused on how intentionally they were going to have fun at the pool that day. And I looked at my wife, Susie, and I said, when did we lose that? When did we lose that passion? When did we lose that carefree focus of, I don't care what people think? Because I think that's another thing that gets in our mind. Some of the head trash can be, what do the others think? When you find yourself around people making excuses, do you want to be that person that speaks up and says, nah, summer's okay for me. I'm just still going to make it work.
Yeah. What do others do or have done? If you're newer in an organization and you get that head trash of, oh yeah, you're not going to get in touch with many people.
Oh, But these little girls didn't care. They took their snorkels. They didn't care who looked at them. They didn't care what people thought of them. They didn't care what everyone else was doing in the pool. They went in with snorkels and they loved it. And they were filled with passion. So I want to be that, right? I want to live life like those two little girls with the snorkels. I want to live a summer with intentionality where I'm soaking in the fun, where I'm being present, where I'm being where my feet are, and I'm also being focused on the things that I know are important. And I can't let other people's attitudes, I can't let other people's opinions alter that for me. So let's go get our snorkels and let's go attack summer and let's have some fun, both personally and be productive at work. What do you think?
You got me fired up. I might just book another vacation right now.
Oh, I was getting excited. I thought he was going to say book another meeting. I had him fired up. This went the other way. But we hope you guys have a great week. Thank you so much for being with us as always. It's always a pleasure. And, we hope you have a safe and enjoyable summer. Lived with intentionality. Take care. God bless.